Hello and welcome. I'm a hotel AI expert from Europe Hotel School, and I'm very pleased to welcome all of our students to this essential explainer. Today, we're diving into the incredibly high-stakes world of pre-opening a hotel, and we're going to focus on the blueprint for housekeeping. Getting this right from day one is absolutely critical.
So let's start at one of the most intense, most critical moments in a hotel's entire pre-opening timeline, the moment everything arrives. I mean, just think about that for a second. This isn't just another delivery. It's a massive, coordinated logistical operation where the entire physical foundation of your guest experience lands on your doorstep pretty much all at once.
And believe me, the stakes could not be higher. One little mistake here, a single missed detail, and it can literally cripple a hotel before a single guest ever checks in. We're talking about trying to open with damaged linens, the wrong furniture, or not enough amenities. It is a direct and very fast path to operational failure and some very costly delays.
So why is this moment so critical? Well, it all comes down to money. We are safeguarding a massive financial investment. You're looking at millions of dollars tied up in these goods. So this receiving process, it's your first, and you could argue your most important line of defense in protecting that investment.
Okay, so what exactly are we talking about when we say everything is arriving? It really falls into two main categories. First, you've got your OSE, or operating supplies and equipment. That's all the day-to-day stuff, the linens, the soaps, the cleaning carts. Then you have FFE, furniture, fixtures, and equipment. You know, the big-ticket items that really define the room, the beds, desks, lamps, and TVs.
So, how in the world do you manage all this potential chaos? Well, the antidote is a meticulous, systematic solution. We don't leave anything to chance, which is why professionals rely on a really rigorous three-step verification process.
And here it is. This is the absolute core of professional receiving. It's simple, it's easy to remember, and it is completely non-negotiable. Step 1, you verify the quantity. Step 2, you inspect the quality. And step 3, you document absolutely everything. That's it.
Now, step 1 sounds pretty basic, but it is so crucial. This is a physical, hands-on count. You are literally matching every single item that comes off that truck against two key documents, the packing slip that came from the supplier and your original purchase order. If there's any discrepancy, even a small one, it gets flagged immediately.
All right, next up is probably the most critical step of all, the quality inspection. See, you're not just checking if an item arrived, you're checking if the right thing arrived and if it's in the right condition. Is the thread count on those sheets what you actually paid for? Is the color of that chair correct? Are there any scratches on the furniture? This is really where a sharp eye prevents a whole lot of future guest complaints.
You know, in the past, all of this was done with clipboards and paper, which, as you can imagine, was slow and just full of potential for error. Today, though, professional operations use technology for digital precision. We've really moved from clipboards to the cloud.
So, let's play out a really common scenario. Imagine a shipment of brand new linens arrives, but you open a box and discover a huge tear right through the middle of a duvet cover. What happens now? Well, in an old paper-based system, this creates a real bottleneck. But with digital tools, it becomes a completely seamless process.
And this is how it works. Your receiving staff just uses a tablet, they note the issue, snap a quick photo as evidence, get the driver's signature right there on the screen, and they hit submit. Instantly, both procurement and finance are notified, and the whole claims process can begin right away. There are no delays, no lost paperwork, just a crystal clear central audit trail.
The really crucial point here is that using these kinds of tools isn't just about being modern or efficient. It's a deep commitment to transparency and to accountability. A transparent and audited receiving process is truly the hallmark of professional management.
Okay, so once all the inventory is verified, where does it all go? We're now going to shift our focus to setting up the physical spaces, what I like to call the operational nerve centers of the housekeeping department. This is really the foundation of all your day-to-day efficiency.
Let's start with the linen room. And let me be really clear about this. This is not just a closet where you throw some sheets. A professionally set up linen room is a strategic workflow. Every single element is designed to minimize handling, to simplify counting, and to maintain absolute control over one of your most valuable and reusable assets. A proper layout has clearly labeled, designated areas for every single stage of the linen life cycle. Everything has its place. And notice that last point? It's brilliant. Shelves are actually measured to fit exact par level stacks. This lets your team do inventory counts literally at a glance, which saves an enormous amount of time.
And, of course, you have the administrative hub, the housekeeping office, and it has to be set up for success. This means having the right communication tools, secure storage for keys and important records, and, of course, the computer systems needed to manage the whole daily operation effectively.
So we've covered receiving, we've covered verification and organization. Now it's time to connect it all back to what truly matters, the guest experience. Because every single one of these back-of-house procedures has a direct, and I mean direct, impact on your front-of-house success.
This quote from our source material really just says it all, doesn't it? The efficiency and the control you establish behind the scenes, they aren't separate from the guest experience. They are precisely what make a seamless, premium guest experience possible in the first place.
And that, right there, is the ultimate takeaway. Luxury hospitality isn't just about what the guest can see. It's built on this solid foundation of disciplined, precise, and often completely invisible processes. That precision behind the scenes is what creates the feeling of perfection in the guest's eyes. So I'll leave you with this one question. Whether you're a student just planning your career or you're a seasoned professional managing a team, I want you to take a hard look at your operations. Is your back of house a true foundation for success, or could it be an unrecognized point of failure?